Good people, what is going on? Another episode of the All Go Podcast. I'm your host Desmond. Thank you for tuning in. Something that is coming down the pipe is I want to do. I haven't started the quarterback series yet on Netflix. I know Jared Goff is on there. I've seen some clips, but I'm definitely going to watch the quarterback series, and then I want to give my kind of breakdown, kind of episode by episode review on it, or maybe I'll just do a couple episodes and review that. But that is another project that I want to do by probably before the end of July. So we'll see how that goes. I've been putting out a lot of videos, so make sure you subscribe so you can be aware of when they're dropping. But basically, it's been every day. So want to continue my breakdown and my prediction for the divisions in the NFL. I have done NFC North. I have done the AFC North. And today we're going out west. AFC West as well as the NFC West if I have time. If not, I'll do the NFC West later on today. So AFC West. If you're not aware, that is the division Kansas City Chiefs are in. The Chargers, the Broncos, and the Raiders. Basically, since Patrick Mahomes has been a starting quarterback, they have owned the AFC West. Last year was probably the most unique year because you had the Broncos and the Chargers both making the playoffs. Chargers made it, what was that, two years ago when they had the Trevor Lawrence game. But it's basically been Kansas City, running away with it. But like I said, last year, the Chargers had a really good year with first year coach at the Chargers, Jim Harbaugh, as well as Sean Payton taking over in Denver along with Bo Nix. But you get the point. I think the division is going to be similar in that I do think I still see Kansas City winning the division, but what I will say is I do think it's going to be a lot closer. I think the Chiefs won 15 regular season games last year, and I think both the Chargers and Broncos are right around 10, 11 wins, if I'm not mistaken. I think it may even be closer than that. I could see, Kansas City winning, call it 14 games, and then, who do I think is better? Well, let me start here. So I've got Kansas City winning it. Let's go to number 4 because I think that one will be easier. I think it'll be the Raiders. I think the Raiders have done a really good job of improving their team. They've added Ashton Genty, which I think he's going to be a really good player, although I don't think you should have drafted him at 6. But that's just me. At this point now, it doesn't matter. He's on your team. You're going to roll with him. Also heard that some think he's going to be an all-pro running back, which, once again, it sometimes it feels like you're hating on a guy when you just don't like a take. So this will probably sound like Ashton Genty hate, but I think he's going to be a really good running back. But an all-pro, there's only 2 all-pro running backs. There's only 2, a first-team guy, a second-team guy. So let me give you these list of 3 running backs. Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Jahmyr Gibbs. He's got to beat 2 of those guys out to be an all-pro. Not just 1, 2 of them. I just don't think that's going to happen. But nonetheless, they've got Geno Smith, and I think they're taking strides to be a much better team. I think Brock Bowers will continue to be productive. But I still do think they are going to finish 4th in that division. And really just comes down to the Chargers and the Broncos. I'm gonna say that the Broncos finished 3rd in the division and the Chargers finished 2nd. Part of the reason is the way that Jim Harbaugh likes to operate. There's just the floor is so much higher because he is such a run-centric, play defense, ball control offense that you can only be. I'm not saying you can't lose games, but the variance of, hey, we ended up losing to a team who was really bad, that seems to happen less. And I just think, I think with his style and what he has done in his career, and even in the 1 year with the Chargers, I think they end up finishing second and the Broncos third. But and it's not a shot at the Broncos. I think Sean Payton did a terrific job with Bo Nix. Before he was drafted, and once they did draft him, there was a lot of talk with Sean Payton saying, no, that was the guy we wanted. Like, we really wanted him. Super happy, and he coached like it as well. It's just a much different vibe with him versus with Russell Wilson, and I get it, because Sean Payton didn't pick Russell Wilson. That was something that was there that he just had to deal with, had to work with. So, I think he did a great job. So I think the Chiefs, the Chargers, and the Broncos, I think, will all be playoff teams once again. So not a shot at, any of those three teams. And for the Raiders, I think they're definitely making some strides to, to get better and to improve that team and not be such a dumpster fire. So kudos to them. But, let me know your thoughts on the AFC West. Will Kansas City once again hold the crown? That's it for me. Peace.